Could be Sam Walton's.
Oh my
Could be
God.
Shasta's.
Oh, you're beautiful.
Should be 7 Up.
Oh, you're gonna keep bringing that up. All right, you know what? We'll start with the big news in baseball today. The Braves make a giant signing. B.J. Upton
Oh yeah.
is now a Atlanta Brave, signing
You know
a
what that
5-year
means?
deal.
You kids know what that means?
Oh, the Braves aren't doing anything.
That's right. Except having a parade next October.
Oh no.
Yes.
Why?
Because next October is Halloween, and we're having a Halloween parade. No.
The only parade they're going to is the Macy's Day Parade in New York.
That's the one where you're wearing lingerie in.
That's the one with Snoopy and Miss Piggy. And
Oh my God, you guys are terrible.
No, honestly, I don't really know if this is a real big deal signing. I guess he's one of the best free agents out there.
Well, one of them, his brother was one of the also big free.
But I mean,
agents.
I looked at his batting average was 248.
Around there.
Yeah, I mean that's really nothing to give a guy $70-something million to, especially when he hit what 30 home runs.
Around there.
It had what 81 stolen bases or RBIs, one of those two.
Something like that. I mean, when Tampa Bay started getting good, when they started making that push for the
when they
the
started
World
making their
Series.
name, when they had when they went from 20,000 fans to 22,000 fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt you both, but this is the other Upton brother, the one from the Diamondbacks.
Justin.
No, this is BJ.
Oh, okay, BJ.
I thought this guy was from the Devil.
Well, they have two brothers.
So which one did we sign?
BJ.
Oh,
I don't remember which one's from the Rays. You know what?
Yeah, I'm pretty
BJ
sure because he
Upton.
said this guy was from the Rays yesterday when I was
Yeah,
reading this, when it
BJ
broke.
Upton was from the Rays.
When all my sources called me up immediately and told me this broke.
I get them both confused.
But yeah, he was good when they started coming up.
But as soon as they lost, what's his name? He went to the Red Sox.
Crawford.
Carl Crawford.
And he's a joke.
Yeah, as soon as everybody started leaving, which I don't understand what the Rays are doing, because the Rays built these guys into superstars, and then he decides, hey, you know what, don't get your money now because we ain't paying you crap. So
Rays can't pay him anyways. You don't have that big of a payroll.
Well, they just need to get a bigger stadium. That's all they need. I don't know who this guy is, but yeah. Hell, I know that guy.
Yeah, it was funny how that stadium was built for that San Francisco team that won the World Series just this year. Hey, Rich?
Oh,
Which
boy.
team?
Tampa Bay's stadium, that was supposed to be for the Giants.
That was supposed to. So the San Francisco's leaving?
No. When they were going to move in '93,
I don't even know.
that was going to be their stadium that the Rays play in.
I thought it was built for steroids. That's all.
Oh.
That's what I thought it was built for. But I just thought it was wrong. I don't know.
You're such a jerk.
That's what I know. But anyways, back to the main point here on BJ Upton. I don't know if this is going to be a good signing. I really don't. I don't like his stats from what I saw. To give it some guy who's under 28, $70-something million, or 80 million, that's just too much. I don't like his stats. I don't think he's gonna have to really make something work with McCann and Hayward, but you never know. We'll see what he does.
He's going to have to get used to the National League pitching too, because I mean he's been in the American League for how long has it been now?
Well, you know what? I don't believe in that at all. The only problem I ever saw anybody adjusting to different leagues was Kenny Lofton. Because when he went from Cleveland to Atlanta and stolen bases, he had a hard time stealing bases against National League pitchers. So, I mean, all they're doing is throwing the ball.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if he has to, call up Barry Bonds and McGuire, say, hey, dude, I can't hit the ball as hard as you do, help me out.
Well, see, there really is a big difference in National League and American League pitching. Because, I mean, in the National League, or in the American League, they throw a lot more change-ups, where you're going to have to wait for the ball more, and whereas in the National League, you see a lot more breaking stuff.
Well, but I consider this, if you're able to make it to the pros, you're able to do it.
Yeah, like I said, it's just a matter of getting used to the pitching.
And again, we'll see what happens. I mean, there's a lot of good pitching teams out there. Without being biased, you have the Giants out there. The Dodgers are going to improve when it comes to pitching.
You sure?
Who knows? The Nationals will let Strasburg pitch a little more, so there's that.
Might actually go 3 months this time.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that scary?
They're going to let him go to the All-Star break.
I don't know. You know what? If a guy's going to blow out his arm, he's going to blow out his arm either way. It doesn't matter how much you rest him. And that's how I see it. But
yeah, I mean, they baby him so much. I mean, what happens if it doesn't even work out? They babied him for nothing.
I guess that's how you're going to look at it. All right, the next topic, this was, kind of new. Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, and Roger Clemens on the Hall of Fame ballot. Would you vote for any of those guys? Be serious here.
I'd vote for him not to even be mentioned in MLB ever again. I'm sorry. The only time Barry Bonds should be mentioned in baseball is him throwing home and trying to throw out Sid Bream. Other than that, no. I do not respect him. I do not respect Roger Clemens. Because if you had enough to go to trial, but they didn't have enough evidence to convict you, there is something there to say they had something. And like I say, hats off to Jose Canseco. Everybody may hate him, but hats off to Jose Canseco.
I want to hear you, Pete.
Can you see the steam coming out of my ears right now?
I can see your hair falling out more than what you have left.
So you would vote Bonds in, Pete?
I would definitely vote Bonds in.
Why would you vote this guy in?
Because no matter what, no matter if he took steroids or not, it still takes skill to hit a round
but
ball
that
with a
the
round
steroids
bat.
helped you get better to eye that ball. It gave you the power to crush that ball harder.
How did it help you with your hand-eye coordination?
It makes you better.
There's
it makes you better.
Yeah, there's a difference between alcohol and steroids. I know most of the players have been drunk while they play. I mean, Babe Ruth was drunk most of the time.
Well, Babe Ruth never used steroids, at least that we know of. We can't guarantee, but I mean, I've never ever heard anything they've ever questioned it.
You don't think if they had steroids at that time he would be using it?
I don't know. I can't say. I can't make that.
I don't think
that's why the steroid argument in baseball. It's a war that can't be won.
But if you remember though, baseball knew about all this. Baseball knew.
Baseball knew.
And they let it go. Because what happened in 94, was it 93 or 94?
I believe it was 94. But
they went on strike, and no one cared when they came back. No one gave a rat's. They didn't care. They were like, who cares? Screw these guys. They left us. And what did it take for baseball to get back on track? What was it? They brought interleague play in, and that was kind of interesting, new, finally. But what did it take? It took the home run chase that we were lied about, that we were that a fixed home run chase to get fans back in the seat. They would interrupt my Seinfeld show replay to show me Sammy Sosa juiced up to take a bat. Now, Pete, do you think Sammy Sosa belongs in there?
Yes, I do.
Oh my God!
Now, even as a Giant fan myself, and I've been a fan of Sosa too, after he got caught with the steroids and the cork in his bat, why would you put him in?
Do you like cheaters, Pete?
Here's the thing. No, I got something here. If you let Bonds, Clemens, Sosa, and even Paul Merrill and those guys, you might as well let him Pete Rose. All Pete Rose did was gamble on baseball. He did not cheat.
And he's not even allowed on the ballot.
All because he gambled on baseball. And yet he's all-time hit leader.
You're saying it's okay for steroids, Pete? Pete, you're off the show.
Okay, give me a legitimate educational response about why Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. Don't just go on. I want to hear this.
I want to know why he belongs in there.
Why?
Yes. Why do you believe he belongs in there?
Other than, he's the all-time home run king.
Which he cheated to get.
Okay, how many years did he play in baseball?
Okay.
Over 20 years.
Okay.
Out of those 20 years, how many years was he accused of cheating?
I think starting in 01 was probably the real time we saw his head shrink.
His head didn't shrink, man.
I don't know. I wasn't looking down there.
But he's done so much for baseball. I mean, it's pretty much moot.
Okay, I get what you're saying there, and I understand that. But when you think of Barry Bonds, besides being a Giants fan, besides thinking of all the great memories he has in San Francisco, which don't get me wrong, like I said, the only thing I ever think about Barry Bonds ever now, besides steroids, is the throw home, which the Pirates lost to the Braves. Okay, my thing. Yeah, that's the only thing I remember.
And I'm not supposed to be biased.
No. That's what I remember of Barry, because he's the one that threw the ball and he couldn't get him out. Now, from 2001, you're saying, right? And when did he retire?
Was it
07?
Okay, so to let him in, you would have to wipe out 01 to 07.
Yeah, and he still makes the Hall of Fame.
He still makes the Hall of Fame. But what you're saying is this guy. They're saying it started in 01, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do we know it didn't start in 99?
Well, that's up to debate now.
Now, see, that's what I'm saying. Your whole career is now ruined because if he ever decides to come clean, which he'll never do it because that's huge. That would be, I mean, 95% of the world would be like, well, it's about time. But, you know, like McGuire did, you know, no one really cared when he came clean. But if he ever does, you got the all-time highest percentage based on balls, you got all kinds of MLB records that are there. And you have to look at it and be like, wow, baseball, you're really going to let these records stand?
It should still stand.
Why?
Because no matter what, a record is a record. No matter what the guy took or what he did to get there.
So you're saying, okay, now here's something I'm going to be, we're going to change a little topic here.
All right.
Penn State, how they stripped Pertino of all those wins just because some guy was molesting kids that he did what he was supposed to. Now, should Pertino's record stand?
See, that's a tough one.
No, how's that tough? Because Pertino had
one.
nothing to do with that, but Bonds cheated.
Hey, but see, that was actually, what you call it. There's a law that was broken there.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
But Paterno reported it. He did what he was supposed to do.
He did what he thought was best.
He didn't do enough.
But see, we can't say that. But he reported it, and the other guys decided to cover it up. Bonds is covering up what he did.
Can you prove that?
It's been
He's
put into
even
court.
said it. He said, I not knowingly may have taken something. But he's not saying that he actually did it.
That's what I'm saying. Can you prove that?
He's admitted something.
He didn't really admit anything in my.
Well, you have a right to that one, but I mean, but you're saying Paterno, who reported something to his higher authority, tried to stop it, and I mean, there's all kinds of things. You can't just blame Paterno. He's the scapegoat at all this.
Yeah.
But overall, they stripped him down. All his coaching for what, 3-4 years?
Yes.
They're gone. He's no longer the winningest coach in college football. His statue's been taken away for something he reported. I argue with this with a lot of people because they believe he could have did more. But he did what he was supposed to do. Those guys that he reported to decided to cover it up. Now that's almost like Bonds getting caught by his trainer who will not testify. Now, there's something weird about that when your trainer who supposedly did not give you drugs won't testify.
And been in jail for about, what, a year or two?
Now,
Greg Anderson being the name.
Yes. But so now you're telling me that it's okay for Paterno to lose his records because he didn't do what he was supposed to do, but it's okay for Bonds, who I mean, at least me, I'm like 90% sure he did steroids. At least I'll guarantee he cheated. So, but it's okay for him to cheat, but Paterno not to keep his record, even though he tried to do something right.
Well, you still got to prove that he cheated.
That's...
It just comes down to that. It's plain and simple. If you can prove that he actually cheated,
it's just like the same thing with OJ. We got to prove he did it.
Oh dear.
But I'm gonna leave that one alone.
You know, in this situation, where there's smoke, there isn't fire.
What the heck are you smoking?
Well, you also got to think about this. The Giants, won their 2 World Series in the last 3 years without Bonds.
Without Bonds, so that just shows you steroids do not make you a winner. Okay, let me ask you this one now.
Oh dear.
Roger Clemens, does he deserve to be in?
I think he does.
Oh boy. Let me just tell you, the only person on the ballot that's going to be on that should get in is Edgar Martinez.
Edgar Martinez, that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Obviously, the most home runs by DH. We can make another controversy topic about this. But probably out of everyone on that ballot, I mean, again, Bonds, Clemens, Sosa, Palmeiro, Canseco's still on there for whatever weird reason. McGuire is still on there.
He shouldn't be. That's the thing, because most of those home runs team, it's pathetic, dude. Honestly, baseball really needs to really evaluate what they need to do, because if they let any of those guys who were accused of steroids, they should really just knock off anybody in the steroids era. Besides Ken Griffey, I mean, honestly, I'm wondering about what's that big old Cuban guy from St. Louis, and now he's with the Angels.
Oh, wow.
Pujols. Yeah, he's a big boy.
He's never been caught.
He's never been accused either.
Every year he's averaged about 30 home runs, 100 RBIs, about 300 batting average. That's nuts.
Because no matter what, if you've been accused of steroids, or if you even used it, I don't care if it was to help heal, because you could say you used them just to help heal, but really you could have been using them just for another reason. You have A-Rod. You have Pettit. You have Clemens. Schillings, who played with the torn tendon in his leg, the bloody sock, he never used steroids. But you want Clemens in?
Yeah.
Oh my God.